I remember the day so vividly. It's imprinted on my soul, every detail sharp, every word a dagger. I stood in that cold university auditorium, trembling with a mixture of hope and dread, my notes catched tightly to my chest. The room was packed, not just with colleagues, but with the people I loved most, my family. I saw their faces, some smirking, others just waiting to see me fail. The head of the panel looked directly at me, eyes cold as steel. "Your theories are amusing," he said, voice dripping with condescension. "But they're unrealistic. Ridiculous, even. Plants can't possibly replace fossil fuels. You're wasting everyone's time." A room erupted in laughter, a cruel, echoing chorus that shattered my confidence. My father shook his head, a look of disgust etched across his face. My mother looked away, tears in her eyes, while my brother crossed his arms, sneering. That day, I was cast out by the only world I'd ever known. Dismissed, mocked, labeled a fool. The humiliation was crushing. I remember pulling away from the crowd, feeling the weight of their contempt settle into my bones. I had believed in something radical, something that the world wasn't ready for. But my ideas, my passion, they were dismissed as eco-madness, an impractical pipe dream that embarrassed the family name. I was told I'd never amount to anything, that I was stupid to pursue a pipe dream that would end in failure. For months, I sank into despair, questioning everything. But deep inside, a stubborn spark refused to die. I knew that transformation was possible. I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd been chosen to do something bigger, something revolutionary. So I abandoned the mainstream, the academia, and threw myself into underground urban farming, into transforming toxic city ruins into living ecosystems. I tinkered in abandoned lots, planted seeds in cracked pavement, and experimented with bioenergy sources that no one believed could work. It was lonely work, often dangerous, often mocked behind my back. My family disapproved fiercely, calling my methods crazy, impractical, foolish. My father would say, "You're just wasting your life on this ecological pipe dream," while my mother worried I was throwing away everything for a bunch of weeds and dirt. They couldn't see the vision I held, couldn't see how fragile, yet how powerful life could be when given a chance to bloom amid adversity. But I persisted. I read, I experimented, I fought against the odds. Year after year, I learned from failure, refining my methods. I turned abandoned lots into lush, sustainable farms. I discovered ways to generate bioenergy directly from urban plant matter, transforming toxic wastes into power sources that could run entire neighborhoods. Slowly, whispers of my work started to spread. First skeptics, then believers. And then the breakthrough came. The project I'd poured my soul into caught the attention of international environmental agencies. They funded my work, helped scale it, and suddenly I was not just an underground innovator, but a celebrated pioneer in green energy. My theories weren't eco-madness anymore. They were revolutionizing how cities could sustain themselves. My name appeared in headlines, my face on magazine covers. I was invited to speak at conferences, awarded accolades. I had achieved what many thought impossible. But I knew the real measure of success wasn't awards or headlines. It was the transformation. how I had taken the broken, toxic landscapes of urban decay and turned them into vibrant ecosystems teeming with life. My work had become a testament to resilience, to hope, to the idea that even the most derided dreams could become reality. And now, after years apart, I stood at the threshold of my childhood home, a place that had once been the crucible of my doubts and shame. I was returning, not just as a successful scientist, but as someone who had proven the doubters wrong, someone who had transformed despair into triumph. As I pulled into the driveway, I could see my family gathered on the porch, faces taut with curiosity and a tinge of apprehension, their eyes fixed on me, silently questioning. Do they still see their foolish little sister, or the woman who's changed the world? I stepped out of the car, feeling the weight of their scrutiny. "Hello," I said softly, my voice trembling but resolute. "I've come back to show you something." The moment was tense, almost suffocating. I led them into a backyard they hadn't seen in years, a barren patch of earth, cracked and weed-infested. I pulled a lever, and suddenly a hidden system hummed to life. Water flowed, lights flickered, and within moments the land transformed before their eyes. What was once a wasteland bloomed into a lush, thriving ecosystem. Vegetables, fruit trees, even small bioenergy generators powering the entire block. My father took a hesitant step forward, eyes wide with disbelief. My mother's lips trembled, tears threatening to spill. My brother looked stunned, silent. It was as if they'd seen a ghost of who I once was. But now they were staring at the true me, the person I'd fought to become. And that's when everything changed. My father, voice thick with emotion, finally spoke. "I didn't understand. I never believed in your crazy ideas. We mocked you, dismissed you as a fool. But look at this, what you've built. Not just with words, but with your life. You showed us that your dreams weren't foolish. They were necessary." I felt a swirl of emotion, gratitude, relief, love washing over me. I realized then how deeply their rejection had motivated me, how the pain had sharpened my resolve. I had turned their disdain into a driving force, transforming not just land, but my entire life. As I looked at their faces, some humbled, some inspired, I saw the power of unwavering belief. I knew that sometimes it's only through the fire of rejection that we forge the strength to truly succeed. That failure, humiliation, even betrayal, they're not the end. They're the beginning of a journey toward genuine purpose. So, I stepped closer to my family, reached out, and said, "I did this for all of us, to show that no matter how dark the world gets, there's always a way to bring forth life. It's never too late to turn everything around." They nodded slowly, some with tears, some with tentative smiles. That day, I didn't just reclaim my place in their eyes, I reclaimed my story. The story of a girl dismissed as crazy, who became a woman resilient enough to transform a city, bold enough to chase her dreams, and wise enough to understand that the greatest success is not the trophies, but the lives we change. And in that moment, I knew I'd won. Not just because I proved them wrong, but because I proved to myself that persistence and passion can turn even the most ridiculous dreams into reality. And that sometimes the greatest triumphs come from the deepest wounds of doubt.